Look at how much taller I am than she is. It's so impressive. Welcome to NVLife at Home. Today, we're talking with Heather, who is a church member, and she's also a teacher. Now, I'm going to guess that if the parents have any time whatsoever and you actually get to watch this video, that if you're not a teacher, if you don't do homeschool, that you're probably sitting at home going, I don't know what's going on. And you're probably a little confused, and you're probably more scared of that than the coronavirus. Am I probably right?
Probably.
I don't know. So we have Heather here. We're going to talk to her, just ask her a couple questions about how to parents homeschool during this time. I know there's some packets that went out too. And also, how do parents talk about church and talk about Christ and really introduce that with their kids at this point? So Heather, where do you teach at? What do you do?
I'm actually in Vallejo, and I teach 7th grade at the Vallejo Charter School. It's a great school. I teach math and science.
All right.
Yes.
The stuff that I always failed at.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, I always failed at it. That's why I became a pastor. So tell us, how did you prepare your parents for kids being at home?
Wow. Okay, so we didn't know we were actually going to be gone for this long. We actually have 4 weeks because of spring break and everything else. So we didn't know until about 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. And so all of us teachers had to hurry up and come up with something. So luckily for middle school, at least for my kids, all of our curriculum is online and they can access it through the website. So
what advice would you have for parents?
So for parents, one of the things that I think is most important as a parent myself is keeping the routine with your kids. So making sure that they're getting up, they're getting dressed, they're getting breakfast, they're getting ready for their day, and then keeping them just on a schedule of here's some academic time, here's creative time, here is time that we can be together as a family, and really limiting that screen time. They don't get the screen time at school, so technically they don't need it all day at home either.
So what you're saying is essentially what my wife does for me, she also needs to do for my kids.
Probably.
Okay, that makes sense. So now, parents are at home. They have these packets. This is great advice. How can we, as the church, as parents who, the thing I pray for every night is that my kids know Christ, and thank God one of the two does at this point. How can they work towards that? How can they share the gospel with their kids at this point?
I think it's just also really reaching out to like Napa Valley Life Church. Really seeing what we have online to offer to our families. I know that Betsy, our children's minister here, she's really putting together things for us that
she's the best.
She is the best. But also really getting in there and reading scripture with your children and making them feel okay in a time of uncertainty is also important. And making sure that they know that God ultimately is in control.
That's good. That's really good. So you want them to have your kids read Leviticus and do book reports. That's what I'm hearing at this point. No?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine too. You have your daughter here. Let's bring her in.
I do. Oh my goodness.
Come on over. Come quickly.
Hurry up, Mouse.
Quickly, we want to show really the height difference here between the two. But Bella, tell us, from a kid's perspective, no school, you're at home, well, you're at church right now. What's going through your mind right now?
What went through my head when my teacher said we won't have school for 2 more weeks, basically got a month off, I was thinking, oh, well, I can go home and relax. That's what I was thinking.
All right. That's a deal, right? That's what I'd be thinking too. Okay. Is your mom making you work?
She's gone.
Oh, man, she just called you out. I shouldn't have asked that question. That was the wrong question to ask.
I've been at work for the past 2 days.
Oh, okay. All right.
Tomorrow starts our, academic schedule.
Yeah, that's right. And what's your favorite subject?
I don't have one.
You don't have any favorite subject? Math, science, PE? Nothing?
Oh, PE if I'd have to.
PE? All right. Okay, that's cool. That was the subject I was also the worst at. So that's good. All right, well, thank you. Thank you guys for sharing. Heather, any parting remarks that you want to say for teachers, for parents, any of that stuff?
For parents, make sure that you're also going onto your child's school district's website and looking for the resources that they have for academics. The different school districts have a lot of resources academically that you can look at. It should be underneath a tab of students with student resources that you could go to that way, and also be in communication with your teacher, with your child's teacher, through if you have a text or if you email them, because they're would love to give some information to you.
I'd encourage you. I know that you're probably already praying for your kids' teachers, but even more so, pray for them right now because they're confused too and they're trying to figure this out. And so, like I said, everything's happening fast.
Yes.
Well, we love you guys. Thank you, Heather.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Bella.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Yes.